Good morning, guys. So I'm officially 3 weeks out today, about to check in with my coach. It is Sunday, so I'm officially in the third week. All right, so a little less than 3 weeks actually, but about to check in with my coach. Want to show you guys how I do that. So right here, I got my camera, or my phone I should say, on a tripod. So I just turn on the camera app, flip it forward, and from here I set the timer. All right, so I click here and set the timer to 10 seconds. I stand back here and I pose. Right, so about to check in with him today. We've been depleting the last couple of days, so my carbs have been pretty low, but I'm getting a lot tighter and I feel it this morning. This morning I woke up at 190 flat, so that's a new low weigh-in actually. I've always weighed a little bit above 190, the lightest like 190.6, but today I'm actually 190 flat. So no strip, you already know, but gonna check in with my coach. Today is Sunday, right? So I'm not really doing much in the gym. I'm just doing my cardio. My cardio is bumped up to 40 minutes from 35 to 40 minutes. And today I'm just gonna work on abs, calves, maybe a little bit of forearms, and that's pretty much it. But super excited. I'm feeling good, looking good. Yesterday was a bit rough. You know, I felt the energy depletion. I felt like I was going hypoglycemic a little bit. You know, those of you that have dieted, you guys know what I'm talking about. But let's do this check-in. And that's the check-in. Okay. So guys, I want to show you kind of what I have every morning, right? So this is almost like a non-negotiable. Like I need to have this every morning, just start my day for better digestion, right? To digest the food that I'm going to be eating ahead, and to get a lot of the vitamins and minerals that I need, right? That I may be missing from my diet. But first supplement that I have is this green supplement by Ghost. Okay, this I really like the ingredients in this, right? It has like the super greens, it has antioxidant reds, it has this spectral total orca blend, which is a bunch of antioxidants from various different fruits and vegetables, right? And it also has a lot of probiotics, which is amazing. All right, so you know, you need those probiotics for proper digestion and for gut health. Okay, so I have 1 scoop of this, and then I have 1 serving of Metamucil. All right, so this is just fiber, right? It helps to digest all the food, push everything out, and also it helps with weight management because it helps with your appetite. Okay, it doesn't come with this scooper. I got this from a different supplement, but 1.5 scoops of this is 1 serving. Okay, which is roughly about like 12 grams. All right, and then on top of that, I add this vitamin D supplement. All right, vitamin D is super important for your hormones, immune system, right? It's respiratory immune system. So I add about 5,000 IUs, which is 5 drops. This is just a frother, so I like to Easy way to mix. Alright guys, so I'm going to the gym fasted right now, doing some fasted cardio, and there's really nothing special about fasted cardio, right? Just so you know, like fasted cardio does not matter if you do your cardio fasted, as long as you just freaking do it, right? So a lot of people think that you burn a little bit more fat because you're in an empty stomach, but at the end of the day, guys, like I always say, it's about calories in versus calories out. So as long as you're burning more calories than what you consume for the day, regardless if you do your cardio fasted or not, will determine if you burn body fat. So you know, don't think that just because you're doing your cardio fasted doesn't mean you're gonna be magically burning more body fat if you're eating too much, or burning more body fat. You know, there's no special thing about it. But the reason why I'm doing it fasted is because I checked in with my coach this morning, and based off of how I look this morning will determine what I eat for today, right? Because he wants to see if yesterday's low carb, how my body responded, if I look flat or not. And based off of those pictures, I don't look too flat, but I do look a lot tighter. You know, I've definitely gotten a lot tighter, so that's awesome. He's most likely gonna have me eat a bit more carbs today, because he did say that he thinks I'm looking a bit flat yesterday, but he wanted me to check in this morning just to double check. So I'm most likely gonna have a bit more carbs today, but I'm feeling great today. Yesterday, 2 out of the 5 meals had 0 carbs in them. Just a little bit of carbs from vegetables, but only 2 ounces of vegetables. But that's like negligible, you know what I mean? So right now I'm gonna head to the gym, do this cardio, and again, you guys know I love the elliptical. I'm a big fan of it. I feel like a perfect morning for me would be I wake up, do some kind of cold plunge, right? Get some sunlight early in the morning, do my cardio, right? 30-35 minutes, then have breakfast and start my day. Like, that'd be awesome. It's kind of cliche, but you know, the reason why I would like my morning routine to be that way is because, number one, I get the cardio out of the way. And honestly, out of all the training that I do, weight training, cardio is what I like the least. So, you know, if you want to do something that you've been pushing off and you really don't want to do it, the best time to do it is earlier on in the day, because that's where you have like more mental energy and willpower. So I'd get my cardio out of the way, feel super accomplished about that, right? And before the cardio, getting a cold plunge in, so that, you know, will give me even more momentum, like doing something that I really don't want to do that first. Then that'll make cardio easy. I'll have a bunch of dopamine running through my system, right? I'll be high on dopamine. And the studies on cold plunge are pretty amazing too, on what it can do for your mind, for your willpower, and for longevity. It's not the best for muscle building though. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand about cold plunge. Today is an active recovery day essentially, so I'm just doing cardio, right? You gotta have, in my opinion, I think you should have one day where you're resting from the weights, just because it's very stressful to the body. A lot of guys like to train every single day, and by all means, if you're recovering and you feel like you don't need a rest day, then by all means don't rest, right? Like keep training if you're able to. But for me personally, you know, on prep, I'm pretty much food deprived, so I don't have enough nutrients in my body to recover as efficiently. So having one rest day is super vital for me and my progress, to make sure that I recover. I feel the difference. I sleep a lot better if I take a rest day. If I just keep training through, like, I can tell that my workouts start to suffer. I don't sleep as well, and it's just a mess. So I'm gonna be getting in just a cardio session, having a break from the weights. I'm gonna do a little bit of abs, and I may have like a spa day today. Like, I may go to like some kind of spa, get a massage, maybe get into a cold plunge. One thing about cold plunges, and this is the last thing about cold plunges, I promise, but if you decide to do cold plunges, you got to make sure you do it before you work out, before you train, or 4 hours after you train, right? You don't want to jump into a cold plunge immediately after lifting, for the exact reasons that I mentioned, because your body needs to adapt from the inflammation, right? So if you jump to a cold plunge immediately after lifting weights, you're gonna lower all the inflammation, and your body won't be able to adapt, and you won't make gains. All right, so wait minimum 4 hours. But yeah, guys, gonna get this cardio, and see you guys on the next clip. Just got done with cardio. That's sweat equity right there. Did 40 minutes, and with 40 minutes I was able to burn 700 calories. You know, I posted it on my story, you know, just to flex on the haters, you know what I mean? And like, if you didn't post your workout on Instagram or online, did you really do it, right? That's the question. Did you really do that workout, right? You gotta post it. No, but partially I do it to flex on the haters, but at the same time I do it to inspire people, right? Inspire the haters too, inspire everybody, you know? I'm all about helping people, motivating people. You know, as you can tell by these vlogs that I make, I just don't flex, right? I try to make it informative as possible to help you guys reach your health and fitness goals, right? And you know, it would really help me to help you if you let me know, like, what is your biggest struggle when it comes to your health and fitness. You know, I hear a lot of people say one of their biggest struggle is their diet, or knowing what kind of workout routine to follow, right? Things like that. So I try to give advice about diet, workout routine. A lot of it is mental too. I know a lot of you guys struggle mentally in sticking to a plan, right? But when it comes to sticking to like a diet plan, because I always tell people 90% of your results are going to come from your diet. You know, that's a fact. You know, if your diet is off, everything else is going to be off, right? And also your sleep too. Sleep is huge. So sleep is honestly the foundation of all of health. If you're sleep deprived, everything else in your life is going to go horribly wrong. So what can you do to improve your sleep, right? Number one, keep your room dark, right? Super dark. You want it to be pitch black, so dark that if you put your palm in front of your face like this, there's no way you can see your palm. You want it to be pitch black. Number two, you want to make your room as cold as possible. Well, I shouldn't say as cold as possible, but at least 68 degrees, right? You want it to be like 68 degrees. You want it to be cold. It also helps to have some kind of fan on. I like turning on a fan on top of having the AC cold. Number three, which is probably the most important, is getting sunlight in the morning and sunlight in the evening. Your eyes have receptors that can sense light. Specifically the sunlight, it has a certain amount of photons, and your eyes and your brain can sense it. So when you get those photons from the sun, what it does is it starts your circadian rhythm for the day. So later on in the afternoon and evening and nighttime, your body knows that it's nighttime and to start winding down, right? So that's why it's also important to get sunlight sometime in the afternoon or evening, because it sends another signal to your brain as far as where you're at in the time of the day to make your body and your mind to wind down, right? And so those are my 3 biggest tips. Number 1 is probably keep the room very dark. Number 2 is keep the room very cool. And number 3 is get some sunlight in the morning and in the evening, as this helps establish your circadian rhythm. But sleep is the foundation, guys. So that's sleep, right? That's the first tip as far as health, fitness, everything. If your goal is to build muscle, if your goal is to shed body fat, get your sleep in order. All right, make sure you're getting 8 to 7 hours of quality sleep too. And that doesn't mean being in bed for 7 hours. That means getting 7 hours of sleep, 7 to 8 hours of sleep. So you can be in bed for 9 hours, but maybe you're awake 3 or 4 of those hours. So what happens? You're only getting 5 hours of sleep, right? No, you got to make sure when you're in bed, you're there to fall asleep, not to, I don't know, stay on your phone, which is horrible for your brain and your sleep. Another big one that a lot of people say as far as excuses, like or things that they struggle with, is time. Not having enough time to work out. Like, it's a tough one, because I understand there are some people that are very busy, but you don't need that much time to get in shape. I know businessmen, like I have clients that are realtors, I have clients that are doctors, I have clients that are nurses, right? That their time is very, very limited, and they're still able to get the work in. They make the time for it, you know. I feel like if you say you don't have time, you're simply not making it a priority. A really cool exercise that I like having some of my clients do is write down how many hours they have to dedicate for the day for working out. So what you do is you get the total hours for the week, right? There's 168 hours. Out of all those hours, how much time do you spend sleeping? Because sleeping, everyone has to sleep. It should be your number 1 priority. Let's say 8 hours times 7, right? That's 64. 168 minus 64, you have 104 hours. So how much time are you gonna spend out of the 104 working? Most people have like a 9 to 5, right? So that's another 8 hours. So 8 times 5 equals 40 minus 104. So that means you have 64 hours left for the week. So now that you got work and sleep out of the way, your next priority should be working out. Everything, because you got to take care of yourself first. What you're doing is taking care of yourself first. From there, you know, you're only working out roughly an hour a day. Let's say an hour a day. That's 7 hours, right? On top of maybe driving back home, showering and stuff, let's say 2 hours the most, right? So 2 times 7 is 14 minus 64. That means you have 50 more hours left to do whatever you want. So you got work out of the way, you got sleep out of the way, and working out of the way. Dedicating 2 hours a day to work. So you have 50 more hours. With that 50 hours, yeah, now you can spend time with your family, with your kids. You know, you want to maximize your time too. Like, as you see, when I cook with an air fryer. I have a rice cooker. That makes it super easy for me to cook. I can cook a batch of steak, chicken, and salmon all in like roughly 30 to 40 minutes, because for each batch, like steak takes me like 6 minutes to cook, 6-7 minutes. On top of putting all the seasonings and stuff, that's probably like 10 minutes, right? And same with the salmon, right? It takes like 7 minutes to cook. Same with chicken, it takes 10 minutes to cook in an air fryer. So invest in that so you can save time in an air fryer. A rice cooker, I can cook five and a half cups of dried rice in just 20 minutes, okay? On top of preparing it and stuff, right? Maybe like 23-25 minutes. And that's gonna last me like a whole week, essentially. So things like that to maximize your time, right? Time shouldn't be an excuse. Usually, if that's an excuse, it's because you're not managing it properly. You're not making it a priority for yourself. Use your calendar, schedule it into your calendar, and make it non-negotiable for you to show up for that workout. You know, I don't like being the preachy type, but these are tips as a trainer, right? That I help my clients solve these problems. So I'm just telling you what I do to help my clients overcome their excuses, you know, because at the end of the day, that's what they are. They're excuses, man. But yeah, guys, hope this helped. Right now I'm gonna have my post workout. Considering I'm not lifting today, I'm not having any carbs, but my coach sent me my new diet. I just saw it as I was doing cardio, and man, I'm having a good amount of carbs today. So super pumped about that. Pronto. Sí. No, lo hicieron bien. So guys, like I said, at the spa, currently chilling by the pool, and look what I have here. I brought some salmon, rice, and veggies. Sticking to the plan, guys, sticking to the plan, but gonna enjoy my Sunday and chill here. There's a cold plunge here, so I'm super excited about that, and just de-stress, you know. This is actually the first time I've ever gone to a spa. Here with Emily, say hi. But you know, with the stress of prep, you gotta find ways to unwind, find that balance, you know what I mean? Because it goes a long way. If you're getting like a massage, distressing, it's gonna help you not retain water, and it's gonna help your body relax and recover, you know, which is super important. So I'm gonna enjoy my time here. First time at a spa, so really excited, really cool. So guys, the spa that we went to here in South Beach is called the Standard. Apparently it's been around for a very long time, and it's a really well-known spot, but honestly it's the first time I've heard of this hotel, of this spa place. And I've lived in Miami my whole entire life, and right here, this is the cold plunge. Man, this water was so damn cold. It was roughly like 40 degrees, right? Maybe even colder, right? But I just dunked myself in, and my heart rate was going crazy. I was trying to take deep breaths to like really try to lower my heart rate, but it wouldn't go down, right? So but still, it was really nice. I felt really good afterwards. You know, dunked my head. I'm like, all right, I'm out of here. Like, that's enough, you know. And then from there, I jumped straight into the hot tub or the jacuzzi, and man, it was such an awesome experience. Highly recommend you visit this place, you know, whenever you have the chance. You know, with prep and everything, you know, I work very hard throughout the week, so this was really cool experience to distress. This is the entrance to the spa, to the locker rooms. The lighting was amazing. You know, phones weren't allowed like past this point, so I had to shut it off. But we got a massage, and we were just chilling in the sauna. This is an ice room, which is like the opposite of a sauna, so really cool. So chest day, guys, right here. I started with incline dumbbell press. All right, super important for this exercise. I like to say to keep your shoulder blades tight, scapular retraction, and full range of motion. That's going to be the topic for this whole entire workout and every workout, especially for chest, for every exercise, really. You want to fully stretch the muscle to get the most stimulation out of it. Right here, I have the 71-pound dumbbells. These dumbbells are converted from kilos, so it's 71 pounds. And here, I keep my elbows slightly tucked, fully stretch. As I bring the weight down, I try to stick my chest out as much as I can. This is my first working set, all right? And when you do it this way, you're gonna feel your chest get pumped super fast, and you're gonna feel it sore the next day, especially if you've never done it this way, right? So here, just showing you how I pick up the dumbbells, right? I almost do like a sumo deadlift or sumo squat. Pick it up, put it on my thighs, and just pretty much kick it up, right? So full stretch, pressing. This is my second working set. On this day, I believe I did 3 working sets and 1 drop set, all right? So very important also, you want to make sure you control the negative, all right, as you're coming down. When you slow down the negative, you're putting more tension on the muscle, all right? So I always tell people it doesn't really matter how much weight you lift. What matters is how you lift the weight, right? Strength is all relative to your technique. If you're breaking range of motion to lift more weight, then the weight is too heavy. What you want to make sure your entire muscle gets strong, not from doing partials. You know what I mean? If you're doing partials, then you're not fully strengthening the muscle. You're only strengthening a certain part of the muscle, if you know what I mean. And this is kind of like bro science, but you want to fully stretch the chest and get through full range of motion and get stronger through good form. Because as you get stronger with good form, then that means you're using the muscle to its full capacity and you're stimulating it properly, all right? So that was my third set, and I did, I believe, 1 drop set here. From here, I went a little bit faster. Usually on my drop sets, I like to pump it out, all right? But still controlled. I'm not out here, pumping it like crazy. I'm still controlling it, but more so making sure I try to keep constant tension on the muscle, right? So here, again, no less than 8. You know the rules, pushing to failure. From here, I went to a flat panada machine press, right? So this is like a horizontal press. This is supposed to mimic like flat dumbbell pressing, right? And what's awesome about this machine, right, similar to like the shoulder press machine from yesterday, is that the handles come inside as you press forward. So this allows for your chest to fully contract as opposed to going straight out in front of you without them coming in towards like the midline of your body, right? This allows for a better contraction. And what's really cool is that it allows for a greater stretch. This machine stretches the heck out of your chest if you let it, right? So any machine that helps you stretch and doesn't limit your range of motion, and you feel a really good contraction, like that's the best machine you can use, right? And I'm a big fan of machines, just because they allow you to stabilize more. And with that extra stability, you can really put more tension on the chest and stimulate it more by pushing further past failure, all right? So after my second top set, I dropped roughly like 30%, and same thing, full stretch, all right? I only rested roughly like a minute after my final set. And here, I'm just pushing to failure and making sure I get the most out of it. You really try to pump that chest with blood and fully stimulate that chest, all right? So here I also did stretched partials, just like shoulders yesterday. I do as many stretched partials as I can. From there, I moved on to underhand flies. All right. So for this exercise, same thing, full stretch, right? And keeping my palms facing slightly upward like a V, not completely upwards like facing the ceiling, but just slightly like so, like 45 degrees. And I think about doing an uppercut, like I'm trying to uppercut with my chest while keeping my shoulder blades pinned back. All right. So this, you get a really good contraction of the front upper chest and the front delt. All right. So again, when you're doing this exercise, make sure you fully stretch and imagine like you're doing an uppercut and squeezing. Ideally, you want to get your arms just towards eye level, right? So you can get a full contraction of the chest. And from here, I also did some partials. So as soon as I push as close to failure as possible, I try to get a few stretch partial reps. And again, slow and controlled. Really try to feel the stretch. Like Chris Jones says, you want to make love to the weights, all right? I superset that with this easy bar or French press, right? This is easy bar behind the head, overhead press, whatever you want to call it. But you can use a regular easy bar for this machine, for this exercise. What's really cool about this machine is that it really stretches your tricep out, right? And I try to get my elbows not too far back, just slightly forward, because that allows for a better stretch of the tricep. If you push your arms too far back, it kind of messes with the biomechanics and you won't really get an optimum contraction. All right. From there, I moved to cable crossover tricep extension. I guess that's how you can call it. But this exercise is awesome because you're working both arms individually and at the same time, right? It's not like you're pushing just down on a V-bar. You're pushing on both sides individually, right? So here I pushed till failure, and I'm just showing you that I did a drop set roughly like 50%, and then I pushed again till failure. So for this, I really try to keep my chest up and really stick my chest out when I squeeze. When I stick my chest out, I really feel a really good contraction in the whole entire head of the tricep, right? From the top to the elbow insertion. So this is a really good exercise here. Again, pushing till failure. And I think that was a wrap for chest and tricep. From there, I moved on to medial delts, all right? I love this exercise, the cable lateral raise. What's cool about this exercise is that there's constant tension on the medial delt as opposed to dumbbells. When you have your dumbbells out to the side, you're not pushing against gravity anymore, right? But here, you're constantly pushing against gravity, and there's a lot of tension on the medial delt because of that. So here, I'm just showing you, I'm going back and forth, and at my last set, I did a cluster set. So after I finish with one arm, I immediately go to the next arm, right? And I push till failure. I try to match the first arm. So as you see, I turn around, immediately start the next set with the other arm. And as soon as I'm done with this arm, I go back, immediately back to my left arm, right there. You see, I switch, no rest in between. This is a cluster set, all right? So I keep going till I'm not able to get any more reps. And as you can see, my shoulders are like growing. As I watch this video, I can see the pump, the blood just filling up my medial delts. So boom, I did the other side, went right back to my left side, and I keep going. I keep doing that until I'm only able to get like 1 to 2 reps, right? And this is a really great way to add intensity towards the end of your working sets. Just keep going back and forth, pushing to failure each time. You see, there I only got like 2.5 reps. So here I try to match, get at least 2.5, and I'm done. If you're getting less than 2, that's it, But look at that.
awesome pump of the shoulders. Great way to stimulate your shoulders efficiently. I like to add that cluster sets towards the end of my shoulder workout. Honestly, I feel like my right arm looks a lot better than my left. You know, it's bigger, but yeah, guys, that's that. And this is how I'm looking. You know, this is how I'm looking this far out. Roughly less than 3 weeks out. I was feeling really good. Currently, as I'm recording this, I'm less than 2 weeks out. You know, so looking back at this, I'm feeling really good. You know, I've made a lot of progress since this, right? So really awesome to see.
What a solid freaking chest workout. Jeez. The carbs are definitely hitting. So as you guys know, yesterday was a carb up day. Today's also another carb up day, right? 3 weeks out. All right, I'm in the 3rd week, so less than 3 weeks. And probably one of the best chest workouts I've had in a while. The pump was amazing. The strength was there, the endurance was there, and hit some PRs, right? So super proud about that, you know. And PRs doesn't necessarily mean you have to lift more weight, right? Maybe you do the same weight but for more reps. You get more reps, or you get more sets, you know. So volume is another way to set PRs. And another way I like to think about personal best PRs is how well I'm engaged with the exercise, like how good of a contraction and a pump I get with the same weight. So maybe I did 70 pounds on the incline dumbbell press for 3 sets of 10 to 15, right? Maybe I get the same amount of reps as the week before, but it was much easier and I felt the contraction a lot better, you know. So improvement in form is another form of progress, okay? And improvement in mind-muscle connection. I strongly believe that, because what does it matter if you hit a PR but you got no pump, you didn't hit your chest properly, you know what I mean? Those are things you got to think of, and over time, the more you keep training, the more you get a feeling of these things, right? It's like intuitively, it's like the invisible bodybuilding, like you know, in jiu-jitsu, you guys that do jiu-jitsu, there's this thing called invisible jiu-jitsu. Is little details in technique that you can't see unless you kind of get a feeling for it. You know, I did jiu-jitsu for like 2 years. I got my blue belt, but I stopped to pursue bodybuilding. It's hard to train for bodybuilding and jiu-jitsu at the same time. Like, it's just because jiu-jitsu, the goal for jiu-jitsu is to injure your joints, injure people's joints, and or choke them out. And when it comes to lifting weight for bodybuilding, your joints are pretty important, right? So like if your joints are injured and you're trying to build some muscle, it just doesn't go hand in hand, right? But either way, it's like invisible bodybuilding, right? It's like the little details that you really can't see unless you get a real feel for, or you have someone like cueing you and coaching you. That's what a personal trainer does, right? They try to point out the details so you can get the most out of a lift, right? Or that's what at least a good trainer should do, right? But gonna go home, gonna have my post-workout meal, edit more of the vlogs. You know, I'm starting to really enjoy editing these vlogs, and you know, so I'm gonna try to be as consistent as I can, post more valuable content for you guys. So gonna edit the vlogs, eat, and I have to come back, and I have, I believe, 3 clients back to back, right? So I'm gonna be in the gym for 3 hours, so I gotta prep some meals and take them with me to the gym. But yeah, guys, hope you guys are crushing your goals. Hope you guys are going after your bodybuilding bodybuilding goals, building some muscle, making some gains out here, you know, because I feel like that's what life is all about. You know, right now I'm in a point in my life where I'm trying to optimize everything around me for ultimate health, you know, and it doesn't just come from lifting weights and doing cardio. It's outside of exercise, you know, it's also your environment, right? Like super important. Like if you're truly serious about improving your health, you got to choose the right friends. You know, you can't have people around you that just love drinking and smoking weed all the time. You know, you don't want that in your life. You want people that will support your journey and enhance your journey, that will push you to be better, right? So you don't want people that will hold you back, because quite frankly, a lot of people in society are like crabs, right? So if you put a bunch of crabs in a bucket, right? If one crab tries to escape the bucket, another crab will grab it and pull it down, you know? And that's how, quite frankly, how people are, you know? And you can't blame them, right? Because that's human nature. If someone else sees that you're changing and trying to make an improvement, right, for yourself, they feel threatened. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't believe in themselves, quite frankly. And you got to stay away from these people that don't believe in themselves, that feel threatened for you trying to make progress, that try to pull you down every time you try to move forward. You know, you got to take them out of your life, right? And that's a huge part of health. Like I wouldn't be where I am today, honestly, at this point in prep. This prep has been so easy for me, honestly, because of my environment. Like my girlfriend Emily, she's been like super supportive of my goals. As soon as I started prep, she started a diet herself, and she started making a lifestyle change. She's dropped like almost 10 pounds. She's put on a ton of muscle. She's looking amazing, incredible, you know, and I'm so proud of her, and I appreciate her for that. And because I appreciate her for that, because it's made my life easier. So yeah, guys, surround yourself with good people that will support your goals. It's so important. But yeah, guys, catch you on the next clip. This is my post-workout meal. I got 5 ounces of chicken under that rice right there, and also 180 grams of rice. So I'm eating a lot of chicken, all right? A lot of chicken. I'm having chicken as my pre-workout meal and chicken on my post-workout meal. Also, like if I'm not having egg whites for breakfast, I'm supposed to have chicken, right? I have to choose between egg whites or chicken. So a lot of chicken. Workout, try it out. Let me know what you think. I would really appreciate it if you guys shared this video with someone that's looking to compete in men's physique, to let them know the lifestyle, to show them what it takes. You know, I try to make this as informative as possible to show you guys what it takes to compete in men's physique. So yeah, guys, catch you on the next video. Peace.